So here we go, guys. We are back, and our next match will be Zerg versus Darren, as we are going to be going back down below to the lower bracket, round number 2. I'm going to be looking to go as far as we can. My name is Daks, and that cat is Mr. XtinC. All I gotta say though, real quick, before we get started, is thank you to our sponsors, ROG Internet Cafe and Block 101 Hobbies, for really supporting the stream and the tournament. In the meantime, for our community sponsors, we got Pouchin and their Bayagster Style Cookie, as well as Raigeki. This has been brought to you by DLS Mizzle as well as SCPH, and I'm joined today by Mr. XtinC. So far, XtinC, since you did no show, anyone that has impressed you so far, or is it pretty much the same old into the bracket happening in pretty much the same way?
Um, Nothing's really surprised me as of yet, but this is one of the match that I'm waiting. I want to see Cypem versus PhyNix.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a rivalry for quite a while already. Cypem versus PhyNix also coming up at the same time together, and both of these players are good to go. Of course, why am I here kung hindi? Why am I here? Come on, guys. Of course, this is stream, and it's gonna be. Ooh, what's happening, Mr. XtinC?
Scratch.
Please be careful. But yeah, Zerg versus Terran, Cypem versus PhyNix. As we said, these two players have been coming up together. Cypem, a very intelligent Zerg player, always loved playing that macro. PhyNix, in the meantime, really coming out of his shell, trying to play that bio overall, and it really just goes to show that we are ready to go in this match. Cypem versus PhyNix, pretty even matchup, I believe, and I can't wait to see this happen. We are good to go, Mr. Mizzle, and we are going to be getting ready for our next map. Of course, in the best of fun, they love playing that familiar map, and it is going to be Eternal Empire yet again. Who can get the outmaneuver in the macro? Who can get the full utilization of the map? That's going to be the question that's going to get answered here as we get right now into our game. Cypem versus PhyNix, mates. Cypem versus PhyNix, Mr. XtinC. All I gotta say again is they have barely been pretty close to one another as we move into the match.
I mean, Cypem versus PhyNix. This rivalry has started since I think Seaball qualifiers. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it started way back then and it continues up until now. I think since then, PhyNix had the edge versus Cypem. But I really hope this time Cypem can actually get a steal win here from PhyNix.
Yeah, I'd love to see that too, but we'll see right now if our Terran player is hungry for more victories. As introducing first on the top right, it is going to be our red Terran, PhyNix. And his opponents on the bottom left, it is going to be our blue Zerg, Cypem.
Hashtag Prof Gamer.
Hashtag Prof Gamer here on the other side, hashtag Dragon Gaming. So what can you say about Team Dragon, Mr. XtinC? I know you've had a dabble with them, or you're part of them for a while already.
Yeah, I mean, it's very good community. Like they are all very. They all love their gamers. They try to support them. We try to support one another, and a lot of them have actually do streams.
Ooh, that's so cool. So I have a question. How did you guys actually get involved with Team Dragon? Did you get scouted, or was it like you guys applied or something?
I get referred there by PhyNix. Like I'm looking for a team or someone to play with, to be part of an organization, and then he kind of referred me to Dragon, through Team Dragon, the manager of Team Dragon, and he gave me a contract.
Ooh, that's so cool. I'm glad that you were able to get in a position like that. But in the meantime, Orbital Commands right now being set up by PhyNix. It is you're gonna be Sir Standard Reaper Fanfare, as it's a macro first here for Cypem as he's going for the hatch first. Spawning pool gonna be there right beside that hatchery. And interesting enough, it is gonna be Cypem allowing a big opening rather than tightening up those gaps to make sure he's not gonna get cooked up by those Hellions anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, SCV scout here for PhyNix. He doesn't want to take risk. He just wants to know what's the build that Cypem is going for, because ever since, like, I think recently on the ladder, I've been seeing Cypem doing a lot of cheesy builds, doing for some timing attacks, and he's just been very aggressive. It's unusual for him to do this kind of builds because I've known Cypem to be a macro-oriented player. He likes to go for macro long games, and right now he's kind of mixing it up.
And in any case, though, here we go again. The cat, the dog, the phone, all of them just barking along. But it is going to be PhyNix right now playing that bunker gameplay. It's all about setting things up, though. Reactor check going to be online here for PhyNix at the same time. And yeah, Factory going to be into play. So it's still anyone's setup here. It's going to be Cypem right now going for that third, though. And this is something we see a lot about Cypem. He loves going for a very macro-focused game. He loves getting numbers in his favor. And he just loves getting all those resources as much as possible.
Hey, I have a question for you. Speaking of, since we're talking about rivalries, which StarCraft 2 rivalry did you're always entertained to watch?
I don't know, dude. I don't know my people, honestly. I try to remember the names with all the Koreans that are great right now. I can never remember them until I see them on screen, in all honesty. Like, I see so many people calling different builds, different pushes, different things, all giving it to a person.
I mean Filipino rivalries.
Filipino? Of course it is XtinC versus you know who.
Who?
Who? I wonder who. But yeah,
You mean Dash?
No, yeah, that's my favorite. That's for sure. XtinC versus Dash. That's my favorite one. I love seeing the roaches versus the stalkers for 20 minutes. It's my favorite thing to see. I like seeing the Terrans play. That's for sure. I want to see all the Terran grades come back. That's fun. That's always fun. PhyNix though gonna be whipping something out again. He's gonna be going for that fusion core as well as a Banshee push. So PhyNix gonna be putting pressure on two different angles. What do you think about this? This is really interesting from PhyNix. Is he gonna be going for the Banshee upgrade speed? Will it really be a full commit from these flyers? As he does have the reactor tech onto the mech base, and it is gonna be all about these Hellions right now, double pumped out from the factory.
I'm actually confused. I don't know what's the line that PhyNix going here. He's gonna get one Banshee, then go for battle cruisers. Is that correct?
Might be. It's really interesting because there's a lot of gas investment already here from PhyNix rather, and Cypem in the meantime gonna be able to get a scout out on the 1-1-1 setup. So guys, we are joined not only by XtinC, but we're also joined by XtinC's cat, XtinC's dog, XtinC's phone in this co-cast. It's a 5-man cast right here right now, ladies and gents, but it is gonna be high time for the lair to be researched up. And Cypem still staying on though with the low tech tier. Now this is something I see a lot from Cypem also. He just likes getting minerals. He's not even going for gas. He is going for that lair tech. He doesn't have anything else besides spore crawlers right now. And he is going to be finally going for that baling nest, which is really interesting because this is Cypem's bread and butter build, and more often than not he gets surprised by, well, an attack like this. The battle cruiser out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, it is a classic trademark of PhyNix actually. Going for the PC, then the mech. I mean, I think he doesn't want to take any chances here. He just wants to win. He just wants to win here.
Yeah, if you can play your normal playstyle, you can just take the win. But what exactly, Mr. XtinC?
He's getting a lot of Hellions actually. A lot of Hellions. Then there you go, armory. So you're gonna be a Hellbat, Banshee, battle cruiser, timing attack.
Yeah, twin armories going for the upgrades, and in an instance like this, he's just massing up on these Hellions. He wants to kind of play it in a long game, but besides all of this, this is going to be the force. This is going to be it. One BC, one Banshees, a billion of Hellions to really go in the way of their opponent. Engineering Bay though is set up here by PhyNix. He's also going for the missile turrets. Make sure that there is going to be nothing there. Supply block though going to be into play, but I don't think it really matters by this point because PhyNix is just going to be looking to bring all these units out and about in the first place. Harassment right now on the east side. Queen's already in position, trying to anticipate. Spire Tech though might go down here. Cypem gonna get caught unaware, and that is gonna be enough DPS to shut that down. 150 under 150 though has been refunded. Here we go with another spy. Cypem really trying to bait out this PC, and it is basically PhyNix getting caught unaware there in a way.
This Blizz took a lot of damage. He can't actually come back to the fight with a lot of these queens. And right now, there's a lot of Hellions. There's no third CC right away, so I think I like in this position for Cypem.
That's a heavy supply block though, Mr. XtinC. Look at this. PhyNix has been...
Yeah, what's happening to PhyNix?
What's happening to his macro? It's kind of slipping on up, and he's going for Taurus, he's going for BC, and you can't do this. If you go for the call supply with both the BC and the Taur queued up, that's a big no-no. And he's only getting in third place right now, which is really interesting, because Cypem wants to go for the attack. He might get dissuaded of seeing the number of Hellions going to be backing on now, but economy-wise and basically build order-wise, I do like Cypem because he has found his position after, well, his usual antics of getting so many bases without any real defenses.
You know what I like to do in this situation? Swarm host. I hope he goes for swarm host here. Like, if the Terran goes for early tours this early, you can actually kill them with Swarm Host and Swarm Host Banelings. Because
In any
but since
case,
there's a Spire, right now is PhyNix still bouncing pieces? I think he still does.
yeah, he's committing. He's going for Yamato. He is going to get that plating as well as vehicle upgrades actually to allow him to play that mech playstyle yet again. On the other side though, it is going to be high time for the Blue Flame as well as the Yamato to be next on the list. And hey, what does the cat say about StarCraft, Mr. XtinC? What can it say about it?
My cats really love to kill cockroaches, so I think they have a hate for Zerg.
Oh, okay. I see. At least they have an opinion, but Cypem going to be flying on out with these mutants. But the number of BCs might be a little too scary to basically allow Cypem to get this push on onto the second base. It's all about positioning though yet again. And Cypem right now wants to go for the engagement, already going to get caught out by missile turrets. And I see this a lot from Cypem. As soon as he sees the counter, he's kind of dissuaded from going for the push when he doesn't have really the numbers. And he's going to lose one for free. A little bit because
Yeah.
of that hesitation.
I don't know if Miras are the good call here, since he already knows there's a lot of BZs out. I mean, if there's a BZ out already, I think it's better to go for Corrupt. And right now, since there's 4 missile turrets on the natural and 2 missile turrets on the three missile turrets. I don't think he can get damage done with this Miras.
Hey, all I gotta say though for PhyNix, even though he kind of got supply blocked there, he has been able to stabilize in a really good army count. Now, he's very set up on his mech style. It is gonna be a pretty intensive BC protection. Doors are there as well, and we see this a lot from PhyNix actually. This is one of his old school builds. He loves going for that BC rush, get that first one on, and he does try to save it as much as possible to allow him to use it for the defenses, and then he commits onto it, which is really interesting. Even though he did go for that third a little later than his needed supply in the first place, it really goes to show for PhyNix he does have a little bit of a handle on something that he has been doing for quite a while already. On the other side though, Corruptor's now gonna be in the field, +2/+2 from the Evil Chamber. And all I gotta say right now is, well, for PhyNix, if he can keep this up, I think he's gonna have a very scary army to really push into Cypem's force.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering what's the plan here for Cypem. I mean, he knows that the Terran is going for this purple mech right now, but he's trying to mass on Roachling Corruptor. And against Tank or Hellback, I don't think that's the unit composition he actually want. But here, right now, he's going for the Hive, so I think he's gonna go for a much higher tech choice. Let's see.
I guess kind of a little finicky here for Cypem because he has these low tier units on the ground, he has higher tier units on the air, and he can't go for, if he was going for Hive, he might go for Brood Lord, but in all honesty, I'd love to see him play Viper, but he does need something else in behind all of this. Roaches, Ravagers, maybe even Hydras to try and get the DPS on, or as you've said, the Infestation Pit rather, turning into the Swarm Host to allow that Nidus play to really be as finicky as possible. Kind of shades of the previous batch here, Mr. XtinC.
Yeah, I mean, Swarmos is actually the best unit to deal with mech, but there are other unit composition you can do with this mech. You can go for Hydra Lurker, you can go for Hydra Bane, and oh, never mind. I thought he's gonna get the 1 BC, but Tactical Jump is too OP.
And the Hellions going to be backing on out yet again. It is going to be high time for the Rolling Commando to try and get on the wave because that corruption is really putting in the pressure. Hellions can't really do anything against this Air Force, but it is going to be high time for the BCs as well as the Thors to push on forward. The interesting tactics right here right now from Cypem trying to cut off the approach there and allow the Aryans to do their stuff. But that are the Thors is getting DPS on. The mutants are split up, not the best way to go about things. There we go with the splash damage, and Cypem kind of losing things out, but at the same time the BCs are falling, the Corruptors are really focusing fire, and it seems like the airspace is in the favor of the Zerg, but what happened there? All of the ground forces right now getting decimated as Cypem has to back on out, goes for the turnabout, so it's a good chunk of those Hellions, but still, but PhyNix getting a proper push into the front line, even though he is down on the armor count.
I think that's a good trade there for Cypem. I mean, right now he's already almost up to max, and he just denied the 4th, and he killed a lot of BCs right there. I think he killed 2 BCs, right? How many BCs does he have left? No, he doesn't have any BCs left.
Yeah, he
killed
got all the
BCs.
air control. He focused fire heavily onto it, and it did cost him a number of his mutas, that's for sure, allowing PhyNix to really just take control of the ground. But for PhyNix now, he is in a good spot to just keep focusing onto the mech. He's going for heavy siege tanks right now. He is going to go for the planetary fortress as he does know Cypem is on a lower tier of tech on the ground. Now, the thing about this though, it's gonna be hive time here for Cypem. He's going for the +3 as well on both the attack on both sides, and which is really interesting because he knows his opponent is playing mech rather than bio. He doesn't need the armor as much as he would expect because he's taking a big chunk of damage anyway. So it's just kill or be killed basically. Zerlis right now trying to come from the north side, won't be able to do much. Corruptor still flying on the ground, and it is going to be high time for the Hydras as we said, and into the lurkers we go. It might be that ground-based range composition now next for Cypem.
Now this is gonna be tricky here for the next few minutes because
Be really
Hello?
interesting to see. Yo, what? It's like you always said this, like it's gonna be tricky for the next few minutes, and that's pretty much it. Corruptors
sorry.
though.
I had a little lag. Anyway, it's
okay.
gonna be tricky for the next few minutes because right now, after PhyNix gets max army supply, it's gonna do a big push, and it's up to Cypem to be able to defend this upcoming push because
Yeah, once that just comes into him is a little too much to handle. And something to also note is that PhyNix was able to shut down so many of those mutas. Now the mutas can be very, very effective if microed correctly against weighty stores. Look at these siege tanks, look at these hellions. Those are just easy targets to get the shutdown on. But it's high time for the broodlords instead. But the thing about the broodlords are they are gonna get arranged by the stores if they get in position. Interesting cannon fire though, and here comes the Concaves. A big clash coming in already from Cypem on the western side. The broodlords trying to do all the DPS they can, but the siege tanks are really cleaning house so far, and it's just PhyNix overrunning the opposition. The broodlords have to run on away, slow but steady wins the race, but apparently right now it is Cypem having to just get on away yet again. He does have a good cycle though of army units trying to come on back with those roaches, but beyond all of this might be PhyNix going for the big push to take the win. A little bit of a DC there. Who was it? Okay. Knew it. And that's highly unfortunate. So it's XtinC dropping on the game. Goodbye to the cat, goodbye to the dog, goodbye to the whatever that was. And it is going to be time for PhyNix to just go for the push here onto low ground. Doors go into position. Cypem right now trying to use this high ground with the roaches. There we go again with the siege tanks trying to do all they can. And the broodlords right now coming from the west side yet again. But you can really see the damage is happening there. That extra fire rate on the door really helping out to shut down this broodlord as quick as can be. And for Cypem, really just not the best decision there to sacrifice those mutas earlier on. He could have actually picked off a number of these siege tanks if he still had those bats into play. And in a scenario like this, it is just PhyNix wrecking house as much as possible. Army count still kinda even, but it really goes to show PhyNix just has the better quality by this point in time. Even though the +3/+3 is there, it's still mitigated +2 on the other side. And here comes trouble. More of these drones going down. Hydra then gonna be next on the list. Goodbye to that tier tech. And this is just PhyNix dominating the lower bracket after losing to Ender. He's just doing all he can with the most familiar playstyle to him. And hey, at least if PhyNix had played a mech in a game like this, he's gonna be very, very happy with his tournament run. Highly unfortunate. Cypem looking to turn those corruptors into something else. Went for the broodlords, pretty much the only way to go about things. But against Doors right now, it really is just so difficult. An A move there from PhyNix allowing him to get in range, and the siege tanks even blowing things up to Kingdom Come. Onto the side though, it is with PhyNix onto the eastern corner again. And these bases are just getting shut down. Cypem right now, everything he has built has fallen apart in his eyes. PhyNix still coming on over again. Will be trying to defend against the Ravager push. Cypem just moving his way to victory. Can he get the ball on at just in time? This is gonna be GG well played. Everything has fallen apart for our Zerg. And PhyNix with his mech back in action.
yeah, I mean, I don't. Those broodlords were actually kind of good.
I mean, they're better than Corruptors by that point, but in all honesty, it really felt suboptimal. Having no mutas anymore, just the mobility of that unit, allowing to really poke out against any of those, mech armies, like the siege tanks, like the Hellions. It's kind of a bit of a waste, even though you're very scared of the Thors, especially their splash damage. You can still micro that really, really well. And as far as I know, if you can mass up that muta, it's gonna be a lot better than, you know, those broodlords who are very, very defenseless in scenarios like that. And I guess that's just how the cookie really crumbles. Cypem just a little too much lacking on the ground forces. Also, he was just outgunned per se, especially with siege tanks, especially with everything he had in the first place. And in the end, it is a victory there for our Terran player. He will move on to the next stage of the lower bracket, waiting on for the loser of this upcoming match, which will be Ender versus Artanis PH. This is Artanis PH's first time in the Masters Plus bracket, because this is his first time coming back into Masters for a few years now. Kudos to him. But we'll find out, though, if he can stand the test of time and the test of Ender. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned, stick around. This is the SCPH Quarantine Tournament.